Okay, I'm back, and I'm changed, as I'm going to get my girlfriend and going to the gym, and all that good stuff, but this will continue. So I left off with the Bengals, fire. Also the Ravens, didn't touch on the Ravens after the Raven and Pats game. Great game, close, Matt gets hurt, whatever. Ravens are going to win that game no matter what. And Lamar just needs to get paid. He needs to get paid now. He's literally going to be in his second MVP season. I mean, this dude's balling out. Pay that man. Lamar is sick. Yeah, Ravens look good. Also, that audio in that first little bit, that first video. My God, I am sorry. I am so sorry for that. I left my phone on my steering wheel while the car was running. Terrible choice. All right, we already went over the Steelers and the Browns the other night. Browns are looking decent with Jacoby. Steelers, not so much. Minka's in concussion protocol now for a hit they probably took on Chubb. Yeah, Steelers aren't looking good with between that and then Trubisky. Pick it in. Put him in now. Put him in. All right, let's see. The NFC South. I mean, the AFC South. They were dominant. That is the best division in football, ladies and gentlemen. The AFC South. You got the Texans. They lost to the Bears, 23-20. They lost to the Bears. Texans aren't looking good. They are not looking good. I think they're competitive. Hey, don't get me wrong. They're competitive, and you can bet that spread on them. I'll tell you that much. But they're not that good. But Dameon Pierce, great game, great fantasy game. Finally, and the Bears. I don't know, man. I know it's only 3 weeks in, new system, but Fields ain't looking any better so far. Let's give it time. We have to give it some time. But Justin Fields is not looking to like that much of a guy right now. But they won 2 games. They're 2-1. Anyway, that was not about anyway. Yeah. So Bears, Texans, they're both still pretty poverty. But Bears are 2-1. Colts, they won against the Chiefs. The Colts won against the Chiefs. Yeah, let that sink in. They're supposed to be pretty good. Weren't really favored against the Chiefs, I would say, but I had a feeling they were going to win. They were due for their win. Didn't really get it in good fashion because Mr. Chris Jones is an abusive man, and he said some really mean names to Matt Ryan, and ultimately that's what cost them the game. So there's that. But let me tell you, the Chiefs could easily be 1-2 right now. I still don't think there will be any concern for them if they're 1-2. I mean, just look at last year. But the Chiefs really could be 1-2 right now. That Chargers game goes a little bit different. They were dominant against the Cardinals, but yeah. But the first loss comes against the Colts. Colts needed that win. They're going to be a little bit healthier going forward, so they should kind of get back into momentum a little bit. I will tell you, the Jaguars look dominant. Oh my God. The Jaguars, they are looking good. Trevor Lawrence, you better watch out for him. Trevor Lawrence is my dark horse sleeper MVP candidate. Sorry. Anyway, yeah, 38-10 was it? My God. The Chargers are really beat up. They are hurting right now. They are looking like the Chargers every year. Who would have thought? Who would have thought the Chargers would be injured? Everybody. But the Jaguars, they look so good between Robinson and Christian Kirk. Zay Jones is somebody now. Zay Jones is becoming a guy after like 5 or 6 years in the league. Good for him. The defense is looking pretty nasty. The pass rush. Jaguars, 2-1. Hey. And then what? You got the Titans squeaking out a win against the 0-3 Raiders. Raiders look terrible. I'm sure Devontae is really questioning some stuff right now, but 3 weeks in, who knows? You never know. Yeah, that's just my car. You never know what could happen, but the Raiders just are not looking good. Last year, they squeaked out all their close games. They won those games they needed to win, and they were on the fence, on the verge of losing or winning. This year, and they ain't playing the same. The Cards are playing the exact opposite. They are 0-3 in all of their games, which have all been really close. And the Titans are literally a shell of their former self. The Titans are not at all the team they once were, but it felt like the Titans were due a win as well. This game could have gone either way, which really it did come down to that. So who knows with the Titans going forward. I don't think they're going to be that great, but they get a much needed win as well. Man, that Sunday night football game. Snooze fest. The Broncos, you saw the short. You saw the YouTube short. Broncos country, let's hide. That offense is disgustingly bad. That offense can't get anything. I saw a great meme. It was like the Broncos offense letting Russ cook. You know, it was like a guy dropping like a noodle into a boiling pan and just like ran away. Anyway, that perfectly describes it. That offense is awful. Please get Javonte going. I have Javonte in fantasy. I really need him to do something. It ain't looking good for that man. But the defense is incredible. The defense is the Broncos defense is always so good. And yet again for another year. Same with the 49ers. 49ers defense is also sick as well. But that defense is, but that offense ain't looking good again. I don't know. Without that run game, they got nothing. Jimmy G is on 130-yard passing yards a game kind of quarterback, and they need like 200 yards rushing. The Niners sit at 1-2. I don't know. It's only 1-2, but they aren't looking too hot. But neither did they last year, and look where it got them. Broncos, they aren't looking that great, but they're 2-1, so who knows? The Saints and Panthers, weird game, mediocre. It was all right. They're both just underwhelming. Baker's underwhelming. Just the Panthers as a whole are underwhelming. They just aren't looking good. They look like a bottom team. I know they got that win, but and the Saints, same deal. Jameis is hurt, kind of. But Chris Olave is looking like a real deal. I mean, his target, the amount of targets he's had, the amount of catches, yards, he's looking pretty legit. These rookie wide receivers, I'll tell you, they are, watch out for all of them. They're all doing so good. Wide receivers just seem to get better and better each year, and it's really fun to see. The Saints defense is, they're really good. Had not as great of a game, especially against the Panthers offense, but I think the defense will bounce back, but that offense needs to get clicking a little bit more. I will say the Falcons, honestly, the Falcons look like they could be like second in that division right now. I think the Falcons have the best offense, and that defense has been overperforming. Look at the sun like right in my face right here. Oh well, what are you gonna do? I don't know, they've looked good. They look good against the Rams. They made a really great comeback. And the defense and special teams, that game against the Rams last week was really, really poor in the first half. But that second half team was a completely different team. And they almost got that win. And then this week, they got a win against Seattle. And Seattle's terrible again. MVP Geno, no more. Seattle's just awful again. We knew this was going to happen. I think they need to play Kenneth Walker more. That dude's a speed demon, and I think he could be a top running back if played more and correctly. But that Falcons team honestly has a chance to be second in the division, obviously behind the Bucs. But who also just lost. But they have nobody. The Falcons, I would say look out for them being second in the NFC South. And speaking of the other NFC South team, the Bucs, who just lost, can you really blame... The offense hasn't done anything so far, really. They really didn't do too much against the Cowboys. The week after that, who did they face? Who did they face in week 2? I know they didn't do anything. I know they didn't really do much. Oh my gosh. Oh, the Saints, right? The Saints. They got the win. Didn't do much. This week, they faced the Packers. Granted, the Packers have an amazing defense. They still didn't do much. Tom Brady has nobody to throw to, but it's also Tom Brady. He's thrown to people like Cole Beasley his whole life. That's how he's gotten all of his yards. Besides Randy Moss, he's gotten all his yards throwing to people like Amendola, Chris Hogan, Julian Edelman, Wes Welker. Now Cole Beasley, he's up next, and Scotty Miller. But yeah, it's not good when Cole Beasley, Scotty Miller, Rashad Perriman. That's your starting lineup right there for wide receiver. They should bounce back, just like the Hurricane looks like it's going to. So we'll see. I mean, I guess good win by the Packers, right? Packers still didn't look like that offense, yeah, they look better, but is that really much to brag about, that they look better than before, putting up 14 points on a already very injured Bucks team? I don't know, we'll see. Romeo Doubs looks like he's gonna formulate into literally Devontae 2.0. Christian Watson isn't looking too great so far, but that team has a lot to work with. Obviously, the receivers just need to develop. Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers. The running back duo is fantastic. Although slow, or not slow as in speed, but haven't been too productive besides like week 2. Again, we'll see. They just need to gel a little bit more. The defense is doing better, but I don't know. Can you really blame the Bucks for their showing? I mean, I guess they've been doing this the past 3 weeks so far, but we'll see. That really about wraps it up. Besides the Cowboys and the Giants, Cowboys, Cooper Rush. Teams are going to call about that guy. He looks good. He looks really, really good. They're not going to start him over Dak, which is sad, understandable, because they pay him all that money, but he looks really good. He is Andy Dalton 2.0 when Andy Dalton was in like 2013. He is literally Andy Dalton 2.0, just because he has red hair. That's about it. But I don't know. I think teams are going to call for him. Teams are going to want this guy because they could use him over some of these quarterbacks. Obviously, Giants got the first L as expected, but they look pretty good. Daniel Jones is not looking great, but he's looking a lot better than previous years, besides like his rookie season. So I think both teams still have a lot to work with. Honestly, the Cowboys look more gelled with Cooper than with Dak, but we'll have to see when Dak comes back. But the Cowboys are looking more legit. That defense is looking a lot better. And so are the Giants. The Giants' defense was still, they were all right. Kayvon Thibodeau and Azeez Ojulari made their debut. So once they get going a little bit, it's going to be good times. But Sterling Shepard's out for like the 4th year, 5th year in a row, unfortunately. Turf needs to be taken out. Grass needs to be placed in all these stadiums. But what are you going to do? But yeah, Cowboys are looking all right. Giants are looking all right. I don't know. It's tough to say, but it's tough to say. But that's like all the week 3 teams so far, or week 3. That's all the week 3 games. It's kind of where it's looking like right now. Dolphins and Eagles are looking elite. Bills are still looking great. Chiefs are still looking great. Jaguars are looking pretty dang good. Vikings and Lions. Vikings and Lions.